Good morning, student. Today we are going to start lesson 5, The Generous King from Moral Science. In this chapter we are going to study about what is generosity. In your chapter it is already mentioned on the top. Generosity means freely sharing what you have with others. Means generosity means how you what sharing your feeling to others, that is known as generosity. To be generous means giving something that is valuable to you without expectations, reward or return. So, expectations means what? Reward or return. It also improves the life of receiver and the giver. So, who is here giver? The teacher is giving you something, means you are getting gain from the teacher, and the gain is knowledge about the subject, that is what the that is what giver, and whatever you are receiving by the teacher, that is means is receiver. So you are receiver and teacher here is giving you something about the subject of the knowledge, that means receiver. So in this story we read about how the king saw the generous towards their people. Here is the story. Everyone see the story. Many years ago in ancient Persia, there lived a great and powerful king called Cyrus. So Persia means what? The name of the place. And who lived here? A great king, great and powerful king, whose name was Cyrus. He had conquered many nations and ruled over a vast empire. Conquered means what, children? To control of their by military constable. Vast means large. So among his subjects was a man named Croesus, who had himself been a king. His country, Lydia, had been captured by Cyrus' armies and he had been taken prisoner. Prisoner means what? To kept in or sent in jail. Croesus was very anxious to see King Cyrus' generosity, as he saw him distribute gold and riches among his subjects. So here the meaning of anxious means afraid or worried. So who was afraid or worried? Croesus. Why? Because he want to see the King Cyrus generosity. How he saw him distribute gold and riches among his subject. One day Croesus, who had become a friend of King Cyrus, remarked on his generosity. So who become generosity? Who shows the generosity? To whom? Croesus. Croesus what? Saw the generosity to Cyrus, because one day he became both of them become a true friend. Oh my God, king, said Croesus, if you give away your wealth so freely, you will become very poor. Would it not be better to save all these riches? So after that, when both become a friend, there is conversation began both of them, and King Cyrus smiled at his friend. Tell me, friend, he said, how much do you suppose I would have now if during all my reign I had kept everything and given away nothing? So, who asked this thing? King Cyrus. Croesus thought for a moment and said, you would have a huge wealth. Huge means what? Lots of wealth. Means lots of wealth means money, gold, coins, etc. Very well said, King Cyrus. I will send my messenger. So who sent messenger? King Cyrus. To whom? To So around my kingdom, and they shall inform my subject that I am in need of money. You shall see the result. So this thing, the conversation began between Croesus and Cyrus. Messenger were sent, and when they returned, King Cyrus took Croesus to the place to see the gift that his subject had sent for him. Croesus stood in the place with his eyes wide open. Wide open means what? Fully open his eyes. He could see a great heap of gold for greater in value than the wealth that the king had given away in his generosity. Here is the meaning of the heap, student. What? Heap means large amount of gold is given by the king to show his generosity towards the Cyrus. If I had hoarded my wealth, said King Cyrus, I would be hated by my people. So he said this, if I had hoarded means what? Hidden or store away. Hidden or store away means King Croesus said that if he had hoarded his wealth, the said to King Cyrus, I would be by my people because I have treated them with generosity. So it means this line declared that what Cyrus always show affection towards their what people with generosity. So they love and respect their king, and I can in a moment have far more gold than I could have saved in many years. So these all statements shows the generosity towards the people by the king, that the that that here that key money is more generosity is more important than the wealth. Crosses bowed his head in honor of the generous king. So the student moral of the story is what? Ki we should what? In this world it is not what we take but we give away that much us reach. Means whatever we have, that is our wealth. Be generous, nothing multiplies so much generosity. A giver has a golden heart and earns other people love and gratitude. So we should always apply these things. We should always be generous towards other, help to others, because nothing to be compared to the wealth for the generous. So generosity is more important in our life. Thank you, student. Have a nice day.